everyone. Welcome to Wild Breakaway with Wes Walz. I'm Audra Martin. No more kissing your sister for the Minnesota Wild. Those were the words of the head coach when it came to tying the franchise best 9 straight wins last night. Tonight, it's history in New York City as they make it 10 straight, a dominating 7-4 win over the New York Rangers, one of the top teams in the league. The Minnesota Wild came out and played a fantastic game.
Yeah, they did. And, the New York Rangers got blasted about 3 nights ago against the Pittsburgh Penguins, one of their rivals, 7-2. The most goals that they had given up at that point throughout the whole season. So we knew the New York Rangers were going to be ready here tonight. Most teams in the National Hockey League, when you get embarrassed one night, usually come back and bounce back and play well. And I thought the Rangers played outstanding really the first 5 or 6 minutes. But after the Mikael Granlund scored to tie the game up on kind of a soft goal by Lundqvist, really it was all Minnesota Wild throughout that game. Got a little bit tired in the third period. I didn't think they were skating the way they could, but obviously being on the road here for a little bit. But Darcy Kemper shut the door in the third period, and perfect 10. Fun to be a Minnesota Wild fan right now.
No doubt about that. Here's tonight's final stats. The 21 shots on net, one of the lowest marks this season for the Wild, but of course the 7 goals they scored, the most so far in any game this season. Darcy Kemper turning away 31 Rangers shots. And the Wild 1 for 1 on the power play and a perfect night on the penalty kill. Big night there, and face-offs going in favor of the Minnesota Wild. But again, it's a 7-4 win for the Minnesota Wild. He said kissing your sister or the tie yesterday. Here's what he had to say about making history with his team. Here's Bruce Boudreau.
Your team's name and year goes in something that hopefully we can duplicate or do again, beat again. But anytime you beat something that's a record, it's great. I mean, it's so, and to do it the way we had to do it, winning games 9 and 10 in Montreal and New York, I think was pretty special.
So here's a look at what's next for the Wild. They'll have a few days to enjoy the holidays, soak this one in. Then they get back to work as they head to Nashville on Tuesday to take on the Predators. Then it's the Islanders and the final game of this year, the Columbus Blue Jackets, a team on quite a hot streak as well. That will wrap things up for 2016 on December 31st. But of course, first things first, the holidays, and then game against the Nashville Predators. Those Central Division games are always fun to watch. Nashville can be a threat, so the Wild have to come out ready to go after the holiday.
Well, especially the Wild just went in there a couple weeks ago and gave them their 3rd loss of the season. I was just looking at the standings here closer before we just started the breakaway here. So, and the Nashville Predators are in 9th position right now, 1 point out of the playoff spot right now. So this is a very, very important game in 3 or 4 nights for the Nashville Predators as well. But this Minnesota Wild team is playing as good a hockey as I've ever seen them play, and they got a lot of guys that are right on top of their game right now. Hopefully they don't lose any momentum going through this break. Sometimes I've seen that happen before, so it'll be really, really interesting to see how they start their first game after the break out there in Nashville.
Well, these back-to-backs, everyone was saying it was a measuring stick against Montreal and New York, so safe to say the Wild are the real deal?
They measured up.
All right, they're the real deal. We'll see if they can make it 11 straight after the holidays. We hope everyone has a fantastic, very Merry Christmas. We look forward to seeing you that game Tuesday night against the Predators. Enjoy your holidays, everybody. Thanks for joining us on tonight's Wild Breakaway.